Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the morning debrief. It's currently Friday the 2nd of December. The current time is 7:55. We've got 5 minutes left on the Dow, and obviously we're still maintaining that rally we had yesterday, although we're only down 0.25% at the moment. The Dow's down 30, the S&P's down 2.85, Nasdaq is up 6.72 points. So we've managed to hold on to the gains. A lot of people are starting to think it's a bear trap and a little bit more cautious. I think because we have got a little bit more of a keystone in place to some form of resolution, it might take a little bit more time, but I think that we do have a floor in place. And those cheap dollars, I think, will certainly help any liquidity issue if in fact it arises. Okay, let's have a look here now at what's happening around the world. Let's have a quick look at the indices. And as we've suggested there, the Dow's down 36 points, a couple of minutes to trade, still holding on to that 12,000 level. That's pretty important. S&P's down 3, Nasdaq was up. The top 50 was down 16, the FTSE was down 16 as well. CAC was down 24, the DAX was down 52. So a little bit, let's see how that goes there. All a little bit more of adjustment that's been needed at the moment. Obviously, if this market's going to hold on to these gains, well, then we've got to do a little bit more consolidation. Local SPI was up 10 points at 4,247. Looks like we'll probably open up relatively mixed. Might even see a little bit of profit taking towards the close of the week there. Okay, let's move on to just have a look at some of the news, I think, which is probably the most important thing. Stocks little changed. Merkel shuns ECB rule. We know that. That's interesting. I don't think there's much else out there in terms of something we can focus on that will actually move the markets. Macy's November sales top estimates, that's pretty good. A little bit of confidence there coming there. ISM index of manufacturing increases, that's good. Energy, still concerns there, I think, in the energy sector. Obviously issues in Iran, and obviously we've seen France look as well at train sections. We could see a little bit of curveball coming from there, so just be careful on what's happening there. Rightio, let's have a look at the commodities markets. And it is interesting to see that we have held on to some gains there. Crude oil, as we said, was down. Still issues there. I think people are still looking at global growth versus issues in Iran. Let's see how that unfolds. But 102.30 is the key for me on that. On the agri markets, pretty steady to lower prices. Corn was off a little bit, wheat was up a little bit, and soybeans off 3 points there. Copper down 3.85 at 353, holding on to those gains. 360 was the target we had. It was reached the other day, just yesterday, so I thought that was quite good. Gold down 2.7 at 1747, silver up 0.02 at 32.83. So let's see how that actually motors on. Okay, let's have a look at a few other things. Let's have a look at a few charts. Remember, this week we've got the important unemployment data out tonight. Market's expecting a gain of about 120,000, and from that area, probably expected to continue to trade. Well, let's see how we trade into it, really. If we get a good number, that'll support equities. A bad number, then people will start to think that we are in a bit of a bear trap, and the gains we've received will probably erode. Maybe we'll call that consolidation. Who knows? Okay, just having a look now at there's the gold chart, the hourly gold chart. Takes out this area of 1760, 1755, then up to a new level. At the moment, she's just consolidating. Good to see it's actually holding on these levels. That indicates to me a little bit of support. So I think I'm quite happy for things to trade higher there. Looking at crude oil down, as you can see, but treading water. I think 99 is the lower end of the range. The top, as we know, 102. Breaks through 102.20, then 103.40. Then we're off to the races. That will be an issue in case anything happens there in Iran. Let's have a look at the quick dollar index there. 78.43. Just holding ground. I don't mind that there. And I guess after that initial sell-off, back into support. In the bulletin, we mentioned that we would be taking stuff off the table. That actually proved quite nicely because profits were taken, and now we're looking for areas to entry. So we'll certainly let you know how that unfolds. Copper market, we're small long copper as well, 350, 370, and I think that's all right. That looks like it's consolidating too, but just be careful because the copper market can, like here, just start to dribble off like that, and we've seen that before in quite a few times that that is the case. So I expect a little bit of a rally, maybe 360, but just be guided if it needs to break through that 360, 365 in order to go onwards and upwards. Okay, so we mentioned a few of those. Little Aussie battler, 102.21. Interested to see whether or not we still think there's a high there, but that's been a pretty aggressive rally. Looks okay. Resistance, 104.16, and if we fail there, then we start to dribble off. Look what happens. You can see that there's this drag the whole time. And I think that's pretty, looking at the market, it's pretty much how we're seeing things. The rally goes up, we get excited, all of a sudden it fades back again. So I think that's something we've just got to be careful of. Okay, now looking at the economic calendar tonight, this will be the key for the big few shakers and movers. And as you can see, as we run down the list, changing non-farm payrolls, that'll be the big unemployment rate at 9%. And we're expecting non-farm payrolls to be up plus 120. The last was 80. So in my mind, that's not a bad thing to look at. That is a key bit of data this week, so just be careful on what happens there. Okay, that's pretty much about it from me. Obviously, developments all around the world. Europe's the main one. Iran's another one. But remember in the States, those numbers, look, I'm pretty happy with what's happening there. So let's see what happens. Oh, one thing we forgot, PMI last out of PMI out of China was not as bad as expected, although it did drop down 50. Market failed to take notice of that purely because China changed the reserve ratio, dropped it by 50 basis points. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a great week and a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye for now.